Hello everybody, this is Chaoko Cartoons bringing you a quick draw, or just let's draw I guess, or whatever you want to call it, of Cheetah Kid. Now I'm doing this because I obtained a new style, or I started to teach myself how to do a new style. Sorry again for making you go through like 3 different styles in one story arc, because it's just, I guess it's just how time changes, and Cheetah Kid goes very slow, so that's inevitable, right? But it'll look very confusing in the future when everyone, when new people come to the comic. It's like, why does the art style look different 3 ways? Or just get slowly better throughout this one arc? Because the first arc was pretty consistent. Sorry for the lack of post, everybody, for Cheetah Kid and Threadbound and such. I just been having to deal with a lot of life stuff, and it's just, I've been after from school a lot, and I had a heavy workload because of it. But I hope that one time and just Threadbound in general. Sorry, forgot to mention that. Threadbound takes a lot of work out of Cheetah Kid too. And while I still try to focus on Cheetah Kid the most, I still like to work on Threadbound a little bit. And even then, I can't even work on Threadbound as much as I usually should be working on it. And there's times where I just get down or just out of energy, and I'm just like, I want to do a few Data Husky sprites. So once again, just to correct you, not working on Data Husky right now. Still 100% working on Cheetah Kid and Threadbound. I'll work on Data Husky after Threadbound, or sometime during the release of Threadbound. Because this is not the release, this is still in development. So, the release is when the game is going to come out. It's for sure about to come out. But, yeah, there's that. And, there's things we should talk about. Some of my favorite drawings or time, because I guess this would be a good place to do it. This one. Just because it's my first recording of my new style. And, not really. I don't really care about this one. It'll be in the Cheetah Kid character bio. I'll do them for all the characters, so expect to see more of these. But, yeah. My favorite of a few for Cheetah Kid in general is Cheetah Kid Hail of a Hero, because that's really topical to topical. Why am I saying topical? It is very symbolic to Cheetah Kid because the characters go up there a lot throughout the seasons, and yeah, that's just where they hang out. It's where all the a lot of moments happen, and yeah, it was just one of my few big drawings, such as the Data Husky drawing, which is the cover art for it at least. That was also one of my favorites, along with the Threadbound cover art, which is not really canon or related to Threadbound anymore, because of, the reason I had to make it non-canon. You can just look at it in DeviantArt. I don't know why I'm not saying it. I have literally no reason to not say it. I don't know, it just feels weird for me to say it. But, anyway. There's also, the title thing for Threadbound I really like, because it has a lot of really good shading, and I'm not really good at shading as much as I normally should be, but I really like that shading, and, usually I don't like a lot of things I do, but that's one of the few things I still like. And, one of the other things that I like, is my favorite of all time, would be the, the Inner Moon, little art thing I did when I first came to DeviantArt. If you don't know what Inner Moon is, it was a story that I was originally going to work on instead of Cheetah Kid as a webcomic. But, it had to do with Cheetah Kid anyway, and it had actually intertwined. So I thought that it would kind of get rid of the point to do it right now, because it takes place during the 2nd season of Cheetah Kid, actually. And so to do it now would be kind of bad, and it would spoil some things, probably. So I plan to release that story along with the 2nd season of Cheetah Kid. Whether or not it'll be a webcomic, I'm pretty sure it won't, because I'd have to paste both those webcomics at the same time. That's annoying. It could be just a graphic novel where I just release it all in one go, or it has 4 parts and then I release them all in a month or 2 every other month. But it will most likely become a game at some point, but not after Data Husky, because I don't know when Cheetah Kid Season 2 will start. it depends on how fast I go through Cheetah Kid. And just so you guys get a reference of how long Cheetah Kid is, every season, as I call it because it was originally a cartoon, goes around for about 20 arcs, or 20 episodes, or whatever you want to call it. So, we're on arc 2, and I don't know when we're going to get to arc 20, or like the first arc of the second season, but there's 4 seasons, and that means there's around 80 arcs. So, we're nowhere near getting through the story. This comic's will be around for years, unless they start the cartoon, so for some reason they don't have time for the comic anymore. But, I mean, that'll most likely not happen. I'll start the cartoon. I'll make a cartoon of it eventually. Or just make a game of it. I don't know. It depends on the career choice. Though I'm pretty sure I'm going to be an animator. But, that's the thing. But, another thing. The anniversary for Cheetah Kid. Essentially, it already happened. But I'm not sure about that. Because, technically, the comic started... Well, like, it unofficially started in around like June or July 15th, I think it was. But that was the Comic News version, or storyline of Cheetah Kid, which is basically the Comic News, for those of you who don't know, is a line of comics I did for my school newspaper because my English teacher, my favorite teacher of all time, told me that I was really good at drawing and that we had a school newspaper and he wanted me to do like some comics for it. So I was like, okay. So I did a few comics for it. And then eventually I posted them on the internet and people liked it. So then I was like, you know what? I'll give it. And people asked for like, or wondered what it would be like if the comic was actually its own like full-fledged webcomic. But I was like, all right, I'll just give you one arc. But eventually I'm going to start a full-fledged webcomic that isn't Cheetah Kid. But then, well, after or near the end of the First Time Fighter arc, which is the arc that was released for a preview, though it was randomly picked, it was one of the few. I don't know why, it was a Kyra arc of all arcs, not even a Cheetah Kid arc. And, like, we'll get to that. I'll maybe do an abridged version of it later, because I don't want to completely redo it. It has a lot of things missing from it, like some of the characters, like clips and such. And I had to cut it down because I didn't know how long I wanted each arc to be. But at some point during the arc, I know there was a few, like, what was the first comment that I ever saw of this was that someone stated that they really wanted me to see Cheetah Kid as a full-fledged webcomic. And that really made me super emotional because I didn't think people actually liked my art, or for that matter to make a post about it or comment about it. And eventually a lot of other people started saying that too in like post messages and emails and such. Or not too many. It wasn't too many people, but it was not enough to get to me because I was not expecting that. It made me very emotional. So I was like, you know what? Just for you guys, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it a full-fledged webcomic, and we're just gonna go through it. But on that note, the anniversary I'm not sure, but because that's the First Time Fighter is not the beginning of the comic. The beginning of the comic is Tale of a Hero, which is also the name of the season, A Hero's Tale, blah blah blah. I'll tell you the name of the season as we go by. First season, Tale of a Hero's Tale. But yeah, that's the beginning of the story. But technically there was also a point where there was an introduction to that arc because you people were still reading First Time Fighter, and for me to just jump into the beginning of the story would be kind of weird, I imagine. So I decided to put in a little snippet from after, or like a little one-off side, after the First Time Fighter happened, or during it, which is a scene that I cut out, was Kyra asking Cheetah Kid how he became a hero. That's technically when the comics started as officially, but it's not a part of the story. It's not in the correct order of the story. The cartoon or the comic, either one, was originally planned to start out at Tale of a Hero. But then, so either it'll be January 1st is the anniversary, technically, which is when the intro to Tale of a Hero was made, or it's January 15th or 13th, which is when, the Tale of a Hero actually started. So it's gonna be either one of those two. But around that time, I'll be releasing some stuff like redrawings of old comics, or redrawing of Hail of a Hero, or like another thing. Well, one of the main things I'm excited to show you is generations of Cheetah Kid, or the reiterations of them. Because there were 2 other reiterations before this Cheetah Kid that were gotten rid of, because the first one was when I was like a little kid. The second one was when I was like a preteen, and I was all into the freaking, animes and like stuff. Not that animes are bad, just that I was taking the wrong things from the animes, like the emo, I hate everything, everything's all sad and destroyed and everything's horrible. But yeah, I hated the second generation, which I'll talk about more in the anniversary. But yeah, second generation Cheetah, not my favorite. I'll show you stuff about it. I don't know if I can get the original comics, because those are probably lost to time. I probably have them somewhere, but I don't know. They're all like colored on markers and stuff. It brings back nostalgia for me. When the one time I did see them again, I put them in storage forever somewhere. But yeah, the anniversary will be coming soon. Other thing I want to note is that there will be animations coming soon. Whether or not they will be for Cheetah Kid, I don't know, because I can't imagine having like Cheetah Kid animations, because Cheetah Kid's voice is very specific. Like, his is the only one that I describe in his character bio. It's like a surfer-like accent, but basically, imagine it as like how I'd like to say Johnny Test mixed with Ratchet, the Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. Because I forgot the voice actor's name. God, this is how you get them. This is how you hire them. You forget their names, and then you're like, you don't want to do it. But that's the voice I've always imagined, like sounding like Johnny Test, but in more of a dude way, like the dude kind of thing. But like also sounding like Ratchet for Ratchet and Clank when he's angry. And like, I guess whenever I get like a Roxy or something like that, I'll show you guys what I mean, because in the game Soul Calibur, I've created Cheetah Kid in that game, and a lot of other characters that I made. And the voice that I made for him sounds exactly like the voice I imagined in my head for Cheetah Kid. So one day I hope I can like give you guys an audio clip or something of that, but for now, you guys just leave it to your imagination. I don't remember what I was really talking about. Oh yeah, the animations. Have the animations coming? Yeah, that's actually one of my school assignments, which is why I didn't post a comic this week. Or last week, essentially. But yeah, there will be animations coming. Some for YouTubers, maybe, because I like YouTubers and I can now animate. And using the program Victorian Grotto, not Flash, because Flash is expensive. Victorian Grotto was a free thing that I found. That's the thing that, there's someone calling me. Everything's going wrong. This is not the time. But, yeah. Sorry about that interruption. But, yeah. Because I'm a poor artist and, I don't have a job. I do commissions, but I don't know how to ship things and stuff, and I don't have time for it, and I don't have a bank account. Blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, one day I hope to do commissions. But, yeah, it's on Flash using a program called Victoria Grotto. Look it up if you want to. But, it's not the best, but it is something to animate with. Yeah. Other things I forgot again what I was talking about. Oh, another thing I should probably tell you guys is the reason I draw. I draw for you guys because, it goes back to the comments. Sorry if I don't mention your name right now, but the one that said that they really wanted me to draw Cheetah Kid full-fledged. It's just to make people happy, because that's really my life goal, is to just make art and help people in any way. It's a lot of reasons why Cheetah Kid was made, because a hero. It was basically what I always wanted to be, but it's realistically you can't be a hero just like that. But I mean, I do what I can when I can. But yeah, it's just I just want to help people, and making art and making people happy for it is a good way to do that. Showing people life lessons, and telling them about how, like, to make people happy with each other, more acceptance between people, like, you know, like racism is bad, you know, like everyone should be equal, you know, gay people and stuff, that's cool. But yeah, just more equality, just more peacefulness. I just want people to be happy, and I want to make people happy. And when I see comments and like my comment and stuff, it makes me happy that you're happy and you're enjoying it. So yeah, that's basically the whole reason why I make art. Just to see your guys' reaction to it, and hopefully inspire some people or make some people happy, like other artists have made me feel. I just want to share that feeling on with everyone else. And also share the story that makes me happy, because I love Cheetah Kid and any other story I make. Very emotional about it, spent a lot of time writing them. Just want to share it, you know? Don't want to keep it all hogged up for myself. It's, you know, selfish. My story. No one ever gets to see it. That'd be ridiculous. Like, someone makes a story and they never share it. No, you know, it's understandable because artists are very shy. And, like, even I have, like, self-esteem issues, and I originally didn't like people seeing my art, and I'd always hide it from people. But eventually I was like or my, like, family friend or uncle, whatever you call those guys, like, mentioned that I really shouldn't be doing that, because how else would I get into the business of, like, cartoons and stuff? And how else would I get anything published if I didn't show people it? So at some point I was like, you know what, I want people to see it. So I would draw in class, and if they asked, I'd be like, or make it more open instead of just like huddling around my art drawing and looking around. I'd let people see it and then let them ask for it. They let them see my sketchbooks. I stopped doing that because someone damaged some art I made by accident. They didn't mean to, it's not their fault. But I stopped doing it as much, but I'll just show it to them instead of giving them the whole thing. But yeah, I'm less nervous about it now than I used to be. Don't be afraid to show people your art, guys. Don't be afraid. It's good. All art is good if you put in effort to it. And even if you think it's bad, you can always strive for more effort. Just put in more effort and it'll just become better and better. And remember that the more time you spend doing art, the better and better you'll become. And this just became a life lesson to artists now, alright? But, yeah. That's pretty much just in a nutshell. If you're starting to run out of things because I'm not really professional, it's not gonna wrote these things down. I just sat down and decided, you know, I'm gonna record this stuff for you because you guys might like it, and again, it might make you guys happy to see me draw stuff, or like might be interested, and this might be a cool thing, you know, to just sit down, talk to you guys about this stuff, and just draw it. I'm not actually drawing at speed, guys. This is a sped up version. This is just my commentary. If you thought that I was a lightning fast, somehow amazing artist, I'm not. Definitely not an amazing artist. I'm definitely a subpar novice. But yeah, I just wanted to do this because, you know, it's also a way to make up for all the missed comic updates that I've done, and yeah, it's all just a gift to you guys, really. Anything, like, yeah. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. There will be more of this kind of art to come, because this will be the Cheetah Kid's new profile bio, or character bio image, instead of the old one from like 2013 or whatever. But yeah. So I'll be doing more of these videos, and more of them even on the comics themselves, because, you know, you guys might be interested in how I do draw comics, or like seeing the pencil versions, because that's a good way to see the pencil versions before they're drawn digitally. But yeah, I'll be doing them for the comics after they're released, of course. Or I'll release them after they're released. I'm not going to do them after they're released, because that'd just be ridiculous. But yes, there will be more to come. And I'd be happy to see you, and I'd be happy to do them. It's something that I can just do in my spare time. It doesn't take much effort. It just takes me getting the time to actually have a moment to talk in a silent location. Because normally my house is filled with like 8 people. So I never really get much silence in any room or anything in my apartment. But yeah, this is one of the few times I got the chance to. So, you know what? I'm cool with it. But, yeah, just know that that's coming. Also, another thing that I might release to you on the anniversary. I forgot about this. During Halloween, some of you guys mentioned, I mentioned something about wearing a Cheetah Kid costume as a joke to some people, and some of my friends even. And they were like, "You should totally do that. I would pay so much to see that, even though they didn't pay anything." I wouldn't ask any money for them. I don't ask money from anybody. But I mean, if they want to go through, that's cool. But I mean, yeah. So during the time, I went out and actually made a rinky-dinky kind of Cheetah Kid costume, and it just looks so funny because sometimes, like if there was ever a movie from Cheetah Kid, I would not want them to adapt the exact costume to real life because that's why people do that when they make movies and stuff. They don't make them look exactly like the comic because it just looks silly. I mean, just like the bright colors, the weird it just looks silly. I mean, like, yeah. I'll post a picture on DeviantArt, I guess, or during the anniversary or something of me wearing it because, God, that was funny. And wish you guys could have seen me just walking around with the costume on. It's so silly. Yeah, and I was supposed to show it to you guys. That was the whole point of wearing it, but I never got to. But, yeah. I mean, things happen. Just ran out of time, you know. Kinda like I'm running out of time right now with this video. That's right. We're almost done here. So, oof. Ah, my neck. A lot of drawing done. Yeah, this is one of the free times I actually got during my animation time. This is taking place during the animations. That I got to just sit down and draw to relax myself from the animations because it's a lot of work. Even though it might be a short animation that comes out from this project I'm doing, still takes a lot of time. And a lot of effort. A lot of moving things slightly and whatnot. Even if it's Flash. And not like real animation. Like hand-drawn, classic, traditional. I will never make I'll never make anything Flash animated, like any cartoons I make, because it's just like unless it's like a side project, because it just doesn't look. I just don't like the look of it. I mean, some things do it right, like that that My Little Pony show, or like Wander Over Yonder and stuff like that. They do it right. They know how to use Flash animation. And sometimes, you know, they mix it with traditional animation, and they might actually use a little bit of traditional animation anyway. So I don't have anything wrong with it, as long as it's not like cheap Flash animation like these little animations we're gonna make are. But I mean, with like indie like artists and stuff, it's more understandable. So I don't judge you if you do make Flash animation. You're still awesome because you do something better than I could ever do. But I just know that I'm not going to do that for Cheetah Kid. Probably, unless it becomes really popular in the industry and they're like, we're not going to do this unless you make it Flash. And I'm just like, alright. Because, I mean, you know, traditional animation is cool and that's what I grew up with, so, you know. But, yeah, that's about all that I have for this drawing. So, I'll be doing more of this eventually. I might even do some game stuff, I don't know, if you really want me to. And, just know that there will be more to come. I'm glad I could do this for you guys. I'm glad I could make a comic for you guys. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And get ready for a jump cut because I actually forgot to record all of this. I paused it and then didn't pause it. But yeah, anyway, that's all for now. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. And see you guys in the next comic for that matter. So, bye-bye. Bye.